Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about NEO, but before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investing journey together. So today we're going to be doing a video about NEO. Basically, we had some really good news about NEO, guys. So obviously we started the pre-market pretty hot, $17.83, almost 18 bucks. Now we're down to about $17.17. I'm not really worried about what the company's doing in the short term. I'm more bullish in the long term. I think this company is going to be absolutely huge. If you guys have watched my other videos, I do think this stock does have the potential to hit $30, $40, $50 by the end of this year, given that macroeconomic factors get better. And, we kind of start climbing out of a bear market. But why is NEO stock up so much today? Well, as of May 20, NEO actually officially started trading on the Singapore Stock Exchange, which is absolutely huge. Now, a lot of people may wonder, why is it better to be on multiple stock exchanges? What's the purpose? Well, one, we know that the biggest thing holding NEO back is its delisting fears. A lot of people are afraid that NEO is going to get delisted. I personally don't think NEO is going to get delisted, but it has definitely been pushing the stock down in the short term. Unless the US and China come up to an agreement with these US auditing guidelines, I think it's always going to be an underlying fear. But the Singapore exchange that they just listed on just yesterday, it's interchangeable with the New York Stock Exchange, meaning that in the absolute worst case scenario that NEO actually did get delisted, then NEO, our shares of NEO would transfer over to the Singapore Stock Exchange. So this does put up as a little bit of a hedge. A lot of people do think that this is definitely game changing, but not only that, it does open up NEO to basically more investors all around. So, there's a difference when it comes to, stocks and, doing different listings and stuff like that. A lot of people, they don't want to see the stock get diluted overall. But the cool thing about NEO is they're continually putting their stock on new stock exchanges. But guys, they're not diluting their shares, which is absolutely huge. So it's not like they just put out a new case of shares. The more shares you put out, obviously it devalues the stock. NEO has already put out a lot of outstanding shares. So if they were to put more, I think it definitely would have hurt the stock price. But when they listed on Hong Kong and when they listed just yesterday on the Singapore Stock Exchange, it didn't affect the amount of shares that's outstanding, and they didn't issue any new shares. So this is actually really good news for the company as well. So this is kind of why we're having a little bit of a rally today. I do think that NEO is still going to do very, very well. I still do think that NEO stock is going to be the winner in the long term. It does have a lot of Chinese backing. Like I said, I don't know what the stock price is going to do in the short-term future, guys. I mean, we're getting a lot of good news, but until market sentiment gets better, I don't expect NEO stock to just continue to rally day over day over day. If you take a look at the 1 week, we're up 14.52%, which is pretty good considering that, a lot of stocks are really not doing well right now. Looking at the 1 month chart, we're still down about 10%, and the 3 month chart, we're down about 31%. I do think that NEO is going to start a massive bull run here within the next couple of months. I do think it's going to be tough. I do think we're going to be a little bit more volatile and a little bit more turbulent within the coming weeks. Like I said, we do have earnings from NEO for quarter one. I don't expect them to be horrible. I'm actually more worried about quarter two because that's going to have April and May deliveries, which, I don't think are going to be that good. We got an insight into April deliveries, and honestly, they weren't that good. Not as bad as Li Auto, but definitely not as good as XPeng as well. So we're going to have to teeter-totter through it. We also know that, Shanghai is opening up as of June 1. So this is going to be very good for NEO because NEO is based out of Shanghai. So we want NEO to be open because obviously this is affecting their production if macroeconomic factors get better. And on top of it all, we do still have the release of their brand new SUV, I believe, at the end of this month. So it's definitely going to be tough to see where NEO goes in the short term. Like I said, even today, looking at the stock price action, we could end up red for the day. Nobody knows. I don't know. To be honest, I don't really care because, like I said, for me with NEO, it's a long-term investment. I'm bullish in this company in the long term, and I do think that this stock does have the ability to hit, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 as it continues to grow. But I do expect NEO's stock price in general to have more growth second half of this year. That means I'm kind of leaning more towards August, September, October is when I really think that we're going to get those booming months for NEO. I do hope, though, that by June, July, that we're at least back in the mid to high $20 range. I don't want to sit here and sit in the 10s. It's just kind of been, over the course of the last 6 months, if we could definitely see, yes, we've been sinking, but since, we've been trading in this 20 to like $18 range, $10 range for a long time now. So it really does need to break out of that bearish channel if NEO needs to really gain any momentum. Like I said, stocks are putting out good news, but it's not really mattering in the short term. Why? Because the stock market sentiment still is not good. People are still struggling. People are still scared of a bear market. So every rip gets sold and every dip gets bought, and it's like a repeating pattern until there's a confirmed fact that NEO stock or NEO as a company is doing better as far as managing the chip shortage and Shanghai opens back up. And looking at it from the biggest perspective, which is obviously the Russia-Ukraine war getting better, is inflation getting better. This is all going to play an interim in NEO and see where the stock price does go from there. I do think that these macroeconomic factors are definitely playing a role in pushing NEO stock price down. It's not just what's going on in China. But none to say the least, I made the video just to say that we did have a pretty huge catalyst. So I'm pretty happy that NEO finally did list on the Singapore Stock Exchange. This is definitely good news, and it's definitely a good hedge against delisting as well. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you think of NEO. Do you guys think NEO can hit $40 by the end of this year? If you guys own NEO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.